The Boston Celtics have found their hidden gems following what has been a very interesting offseason thus far for Brad Stevens and a very notable summer league for one particular player. They have found a diamond in the rough. We're going to break down exactly who that is, discuss what it means going forward, and also break down some rumors and reports surrounding this player's future in Boston. But before we get into it all, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Celtics content. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Your guys' support has been absolutely unbelievable as we're on the road to 7,000 subscribers and the big goal of 10,000. You guys have been absolute beasts of the support, folks. We're going to be talking about a player today that has really shined in Summer League. And the Celtics at this point, they need some more help in the front court. They need new big men and things like that. Now, they do have a full roster, but one player has been trying to change that full roster to get himself included, and that is Charles Bassey. You can see this here. Some articles have dropped, some rumors have dropped. We'll dive into the player in general. But a new article dropped a couple days ago, July 14th, saying, can Celtics find a roster spot for Summer League star Charles Bassey? Now, if you've been following along with the Celtics Summer League and the videos we've had from Bruce and myself and things like that, he has been absolutely dominant in the Summer League. And of course, this offseason, we saw all of their big men, leave. Kristaps, Luke Kornet, Al Horford's going to be gone as well. They signed Luka Garza. They have Neemias Queta and of course, Xavier Tillman. However, there's a very interesting player in Charles Bassey, who is a former second-round pick, has some experience at the NBA level. He has been absolutely dominant. He's 24 years old. He has a 7'3" wingspan. He is a great rebounder and has very, high upside defensively. And the article basically goes on to say, you can see here in the second paragraph, the Celtics have already a fully stocked 15-man roster, and Celtics president of basketball operations, Brad Stevens, said last week that the team is comfortable carrying that group. However, we know that there is some flexibility as players like Neemias Queta and JD Davidson are on non-guaranteed deals. Now, of course, in order for this to actually go through, they need to open up a roster spot in order for them to, of course, bring him onto the team. The current roster is full. I doubt they're going to let go of Neemias Queta, but JD Davidson is one that I think Brad Stevens values fairly highly, but if they want to open up a spot, like Charles Bassey is forcing himself basically onto the team here. And of course, they do have to do some maneuvering to get back off the second apron. They signed Garza and, of course, Josh. That maneuvering could open up another spot. So if they want to go out and make a few different moves here to open up that spot, they can do so. And boy, oh boy, has Charles Bassey had an unbelievable, Summer League. You see all these different tweets, and I want to bring these up because it's not just Celtics fans that's noticing it. It's everybody. You can see here, I'm not sure the Celtics have the front court depth to let Charles Bassey leave without a deal. You can see here from Mark D'Amico, is Charles Bassey earning a deal with the Celtics in real time? He has been awesome through 2 games, incredibly active, plays hard, stays within himself, attacks loose balls, challenges shots, really making a case for himself. And if the Celtics had front court depth, this would obviously, not be that difficult of a question. You probably just let him go to a different team. They do not have basically any front court depth. You have Luka Garza, you have Neemias Queta, you have Xavier Tillman. You could argue that the upside of Charles Bassey is better than all those guys, and that if you bring him in and give him a chance, he could actually make an impact on a Celtics team in next season's in a bit of a retool year. If there was ever a year to give a 24-year-old former second-round pick a chance, who's some flashes at both the NBA level and, of course, the Summer League level this offseason, this would be the time to do so. And I'm confident that Charles Bassey, and again, he is a hidden gem. We all know that. But you look at some of his previous years, he's never really been given a chance. In 2022 with the Spurs, he averaged 5 points a game. His rebounding numbers have always been very, very good. But at the end of the day, in Summer League, he has put up some crooked numbers in a very, very good way here. And it really makes things interesting. And let's dive into some of those numbers in case you guys have been missing it, in case you, of course, haven't been watching the Summer League as closely as I have been. But Charles Bassey leads the Summer League in total rebounds with 33 and offensive rebounds with 12. He also has the highest field goal percentage among players with at least 25 attempted. And in 2 games, he's put up 36 points, 24 rebounds, 5 blocked shots, and he's missed a total of 5 shots in 20 attempts with 2 straight triple-doubles, or double-doubles, sorry, imagine triple-doubles. And that's basically why everyone is so, high about him. And obviously, he is a big man. He's a 7'3" wingspan. He is a center, right? And this team, desperately needs a center. We've seen it in previous years, and even as recent as last year. It's not like this is a guy who hasn't been given NBA minutes in many years. Last year, he was a rotation player for the Spurs, albeit on a lower, very low end. 4 points a game last year, but he still averaged 4 rebounds. And again, the Celtics aren't in a spot where they're necessarily going all in next year to win. Tatum's dealing with, his torn Achilles. They might bring in a guy like Damian Lillard and retool for the year after. This is the year to go for it and bring in somebody like this. And of course, again, The nuances of the deal is the difficult part, because the question is, will they try to, bring him in and they'll have to move off a guy like JD Davidson, or are they going to let another team scoop him up? And I can guarantee you there would be another team that has roster spots open, or at least maybe an easier decision than the Celtics do, compared to, of course, the Celtics having to move off of Neemias Queta or JD Davidson. They would have to, another team could probably just get rid of a guy and bring him in. I mean, you think about tons of teams around the league who need center depth. I mean, there's a lot of teams out there that would, I'm sure, immediately be open to bringing him in. Even teams like the Raptors, depending on how they do. There's just a bunch of teams in general. And he's played 113 games over his last 4 seasons, including 36 games with the Spurs. Last year, he blocked 30 shots in 376 total minutes, which is a crazy ratio, a very good rebounder. And the big question mark for him is injuries. And that's almost a good thing, not the injuries, but the fact that he's been dealing with injuries throughout his career so much that now this is what he can do when he's finally healthy. And he's showing it in Summer League. And I think for a Celtics team that's in a bit of a different spot than we've seen over the past, handful of seasons, because they've been going for championships. They've had that really high payroll. They've had to give it to guys who are veterans like Kristaps Porziņģis, Al Horford. Like, they've been going all in. They haven't really had an opportunity to give a young guy a chance here in the sense of someone who's a bit of a flyer. And I think this is the year to do so. We're going to see the first round pick, Hugo Gonzalez, I'm sure, at some points this year. Baylor Shireman, Neemias Queta, I'm sure. But regardless of that, you don't have a ton of depth. They signed Luka Garza. I'm sure he'll be the starting center. They could still move off of Anthony Simons and try to get out of the second apron and they're out of the second apron, but remain out of the second apron, luxury tax, first apron, all these different things. It's going to be interesting to see what they do here. And I mean, at the end of the day, Celtics aren't unfamiliar with injury-prone centers. Robert Williams, Kristaps Porziņģis, even some guys now. I would love to see, especially just give him a chance. Give him a chance to show what he can do. At the end of the day, size is a crucial thing in the NBA, and especially now we're seeing the league kind of revert back to center-based systems, which we were out of the league for a while, and now they're fully back. Boston seems to be pretty urged here to sign someone who's a 4-year NBA player, and I don't think everybody realizes that. Like, he's been around for a while. He just hasn't really been given a full opportunity. I think he signed with the Celtics because they don't have any front court depth. They knew they were going to be trading a guy like Kristaps Porziņģis in the offseason, their starting center, which they did. They had to get rid of Jrue Holiday, which they did. And Al Horford, who's going to be leaving soon, probably won't be returning to the Celtics, opens up a spot for, of course, Charles Bassey. But let me know down below what your thoughts are on this. He's not a stretch 5. He can't shoot the ball, but he is an elite rebounder. He is a solid rim protector. And at the end of the day, he's an energy guy that has some high potential and a high ceiling if given the chance and if he can remain healthy. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll wrap it up. Hopefully he can continue to dominate in the Summer League. I mean, it's been absolutely crazy to watch him. As the Celtics continue to deploy some of these Summer League teams, it's going to be interesting to see how Hugo Gonzalez, Baylor Shireman, continue to develop. You guys are beasts. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know, do you want to see Charles Bassey take over the center spot? And if you want to see JD Davidson or someone else on the move.